Is it working now? Can you confirm from them? Yeah. Is it working here as well? You should have told me before. Okay. If you can ask them, do I have to repeat everything that I said?
It's their problem.
Okay. No, it's ours as well. We have to maintain the level everywhere. Okay. Yesterday we reached here on this slide after giving the introduction to MATLAB. I gave you these 3 links. I hope none of you have clicked on any of them. And there were some sessions how to start.
Did you unmute the microphone?
Yeah, I got the message, so I unmute. So we will start it, and meanwhile I will open my MATLAB version. If you can see it here. I don't know. Can you see it now? Yeah. This is the command prompt where you have to write your code, where you have to write your commands, where you have to do everything which you do with MATLAB. Although this is called a command prompt. First, we will see how we can write simple commands to do normal calculations, to play with variables. Most of you already know because you are familiar with programming language. So we will start with the basics. That this is the command prompt. Here you can do calculations. For example, if I say if I say 10 multiplied by 100, if I hit enter, it will give you the answer. This is the prompt answer that MATLAB will give you. Whenever you write anything like this, MATLAB is actually designed to give you the prompt answers, but you can stop putting the output on the screen as well. For that, you simply have to say to the same command again. For same commands, there are arrows, upward arrow, downward arrows. For the previous commands, you can see that some of the commands I have used before. You can pop up them, and you can select any of them if you want. I will use this one. Then I will hit the right directed arrow key. Then if I don't want to show my answer on the screen, I will use semicolon, which in programming language we call it terminator, not to show the output on the screen. It will not show you anything. But if you see here at the workspace, these things get stored. The answer that I already did 10 multiplied by 1000, it gave me the answer and stored here. But for this thing, I did not got anything on the screen, neither I got stored something on the workspace. So this is not worth to do anything like this, because if you have not stored the answer anywhere, and if you cannot see the answer in any of the sections of your screen, then it's not worth to do that. What we can do is, here, this was the what I told you earlier. Then you can have variables where you can store your values. If I do the previous statement again, I can store the values in variables. If you can try that, the first variable I can take A, and the second variable I can take B, and see if it stores. I cannot quickly switch into these MATLAB and these things. So, okay, if I say A and equal to 10, if I hit enter, it will say that the variable A is storing the value 10. Actually, a memory space is allocated to this variable A. It's a temporary variable unless and until you have not stored it in your file. Once you execute that file again, the memory is allocated again. This is what internally happens. Whenever you create a variable, a memory space is given to that variable unless you will not delete that variable. Here we got the output of A, and if we write the same command with the terminator, you can see at the workspace we got A equal to 10, which is already stored here in the previous statement. And similarly, you can do other calculations, basic calculations as well. This was how we can see variables storing values. Then we can play with variables as well. We don't have to, every time we don't have to repeat the values. We can store value in some variable and then repeat that variable instead. Then here, what else we have? This MATLAB is case sensitive. So there is for small variable, if you declare the small variables, it is not same as the capital variables. So if you have assigned some value to a variable, please make sure that you remember what case it was, so that you can later on retrieve what value you have stored. Okay? Then simply what I said earlier, that I given the value to some variable and it stores that value into the variable, and you can see that later on. Semicolon, I already told you, it actually does not show you the output on the screen. It will simply store the data, store the value into variable without displaying it on screen. Now we have this statement that I said that if we multiply some numbers, it's not displayed with the semicolon, it will not be displayed on the screen, so it will be useless to do such calculations. Then we have a command which is called who. Who is the command that will actually tell you a detail what variables you have used so far, what arrays you have created, whatever you have done on your work, on your command prompt. It will give you the details of those, their size in bytes, what class they have, and if they have some extra attributes. This is whose command. Then MATLAB is all about functions, and it has, already told you in the previous class, it has predefined functions, but you can create your own functions as well. For example, if we have the value of pi, which is being used in mathematics, if you simply write pi and hit enter, can you do it? Pi and hit enter. What you got? Any of you? Yeah.
3.1416.
That means the value of pi. You got the value of pi. Okay? MATLAB already knows some of the things, that the value of pi is this, and what else we have. Some of the variables which are already defined, that have the values defined in it, we can extract them. But here you got the value of pi. Then if I say pi equal to some other value, can you do that as well? You wrote the pi and hit enter. It gave you the answer, that 3.1416 something. But you can set the new value to pi as well. If you say pi, then assign it a new value. For example, say pi equal to 6, or I have that in, say, here. Here. If you now write the pi and hit enter again, its value has been changed. Can you see the changed value of pi now? Yeah? Okay. This is the value for you, for your instance. If other people who does not have changed, altered the value of pi, they will again get the same value, which is the value of pi. But for you, you have altered the value, so you will get the new value of pi. Before telling you how we can change it back, there are some conventions, naming conventions, how you can create a variable, what it should contain. As here written, it should start with a letter, must be different from keywords. Like keywords are already defined in every programming language and they have a specific meaning. You cannot have a dual meaning for the same keyword. So we cannot have, we have given the list of keywords are already given in some programming language. When you start some programming language, we have some keywords, defined keywords. So we should not use those keywords as variables. And we should start it with a letter. After letter, we can use any number, capitals, underscore we can use. But we start with a letter. Coming back to this pi value, which you have set to 4 instead of its actual value. So how do we fix that? There is a command, clear. If you write the command clear with the variable name that you have already set, you can remove the values, you can delete the value that has been assigned to that variable, if you can try it. And from your workspace, you can see that if you can see that after clearing X, there will not be X anymore in your workspace. And if you, sorry, it was a pi. If you remove the value of, clear the value of pi that you have set, say clear pi. If you after hit the pi again, write the pi and hit the enter key, you will see its actual value is back. Are you following me? Like, okay. If some of you is losing the track, we can just repeat the things so that we can go all together. Yeah? So you clear the value of pi. Now you do one thing. From A to F, you create variables with the numbers, say 10, 20, 30, 40, you create. Say if you can assign different numbers, different variables. Yeah, done? Can you see the list on your workspace, all the variables? Now? Okay. Now remove the value of B did it? Sorry. You did it? Okay, now you write that variable again and hit enter, like I did here. I had some values in Z, then I clear this variable, and when I try to recognize this again, it says that it has not been defined or it's unrecognized because its memory has been taken back once we clear. That means once we initialize a variable, say x equal to something, x equal to some value, say 50, the memory is actually given to that variable. Say for example, it's indexing and here it will be x, the value is given. Then when we write clear and variable is being taken back memory from that variable. Now if we have to release all the variables that we have used so far, we have the command clear all. I cannot start my presentation here. Okay, then we have, say, clear all. Well, remove all the variables from workspace. Yeah.
Won't it just, if you just write clear, would it clear all of it anyways?
If you just write clear with the variable,
Yep. If instead of clear all, just
yeah,
write clear, doesn't it clear everything anyways?
you can try it. I don't think it will clear everything. Yeah. Is it clear? Yeah. That means a clear with a variable can clear the memory of that variable. Clear all will remove all the variables, or simply clear, as they clarify that. Clear will also do the same. Then we have CLC. It will help you to clear the command window. Whatever commands you have written above, it will help you to clear that. Okay. Then we have commands help and doc. Help actually helps you to see how a command works, how a function is declared, or everything what you write with the help. Mostly it is used with commands. If you write help and the command name, it will give you the information in the same window about that command. Okay? For example, we already said that whos is giving you the detail of all the variables that you have used so far. If we want to clear that, what the whos command actually does, we write help and whos, hit the enter. In the same window, it will give you the details, how this whos command is working and what we can do with that whos command. Then we have doc command. Instead of giving in the same window, it will prompt you to the web page of MATLAB help, where you can see the things. Also, if not from there, you can try Google as well. We have also MathWorks available, where you can go and have the information of every command you want to know. Then the tab command is simply if you write some commands and to autocorrect or autofill the command, we hit the tab. For example, median is a function in the MATLAB, and you don't know actually how median is written, what the spelling of median and what is the what we call as template to write it. You write a few words that you remember, then hit the tab key. It will give you the options. Then out of those options, you can select which one you want. If we can do it here. If I have here, I hit the enter, it's at median, but usually in I don't see it here. If I write ME, then hit the enter. Okay, it's given me all these things. It can be mean, it can be median, it can be whatever you want. But if I wrote previously MED, it came to know with the 3 letters that it's median, and what it gave me option only of that median as well. So there is the function of autofilling. I know for some of the people it may be boring because we are doing it from the basics so that everyone come to a level and we start. Okay. Then again, if you write some function and wait for it, it will also help you to identify how a function look like. If you write MOD, then the opening brace, and wait for a few milliseconds, it will tell you what arguments this function is taking. Okay. Try it. See, MOD. The tab is telling me that what I need. Initially, if you see that, it's saying some 2 arguments are needed. I am not able to see it again. Mod tab. Okay, here it is saying me some options, giving what I need to know. If I say hit this, enter, it will tell me rest of the things what I need for this function. Okay. I don't think it's visible to me. Then what we have here is, it is also a mod function, same for that. Now we have f of x. If you have seen on your command prompt here, this f of x, it's actually a browser for your functions that are already built-in functions in your MATLAB. With new versions, there are more functions. You can see the version difference in this FX version as well. Some of the FX will show you more functions, newer versions. Some of will show you the old functions. If you go there and click on it, it will show you all the functions that MATLAB 2020 is supporting. And if you remember any of the characters of your function that you're going to use, it will have all the list here. Either you can search for a particular function, or you can just drag down to see all the functions it has. Then what else we have? Coming to matrices. As I already told you, that this MATLAB is specifically used for matrix manipulations, and it is easier for programmers who are dealing with matrix to use MATLAB. Here is the way how you can create a matrix here. If you can try this on your machines with square brackets and a comma between the elements in a matrix and hit the enter, And if some of you let me know if you can see a matrix with one row only. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the interrupt. This is the matrix in MATLAB. Let me try this with square brackets. Say 1, I will give the different values. If I hit the enter, oh sorry, what I did wrong. Okay, got equals here. Now you have a matrix with one row. Can you see it here? Okay. Wait, you'll see. Here. This is one row matrix. If we have only one row or one column of a matrix, we call it a vector. We call this a row vector, and the transpose of this will be a one column. What we can call that? If we call this as a row vector, because it has one row, and if we have one column, we call that column vector. That you can do with not the commas between, but the semicolon instead of commas. It will give you a column vector. Okay? You got the column vector? You people also following? Good. If you write the name of the matrix, the vector, with a dash, then hit enter, what are you getting? You write A with a actually I said A, then this. What it does? I have the vector, I have the matrix. What's the dimension of this matrix? Dimension of this matrix? What's the dimension of this matrix A?
3 by 1.
3 by 1?
1 by 3.
1 by 3?
Isn't it rows and columns, not columns?
You already studied about matrices. We have a matrix something like this. We have elements in it. So where are rows and where are columns? A, B, C are rows. These are columns. So what matrix is this? How many rows it has? I did the right thing that I started from the scratch. How many rows it has?
1.
Only 2 people know that, how many rows it has. How many rows it has? This. Okay. It has only one row, which contains these elements, 1, 3, and 5. Okay? How many rows this matrix has?
3.
And how many columns are there in the first matrix?
3.
Is this clear for everyone? We have here only one row. This is row, and these are columns. Okay? We have one row and three columns. This is the basics of matrix. In one row, we have three elements. Transpose of matrix is when you change its row into columns. What I did is A was containing one row. It was a row vector because it has only one row. I converted it, I said it is transpose, which converted all the row elements into a column because there is only one row, and which is its transpose. That's called a transpose. But when you need to create a row vector, as I said, you have to put commas. For example, what I did here, for a row vector, whatever element was, value 1, comma, value 2, comma, value 3, then so on, whatever it was. It gave me one row matrix. Then if I want to create columns, I said B, for example, and then value 1, value 2, value 3. Instead of giving value 1, value 2, value 3 like this, it will give me values in a one column, okay, which I can acquire with the transpose as well. Got it? Okay. Now, coming back to this, I created a matrix, the transpose of matrix, and I assigned that to another variable. That means B contains the same as this elements, okay? Because transpose of A I assigned to the new variable B. That means it will contain now a transpose of A. If I create a matrix like this, can you tell me what will be the dimensions of this matrix? Yeah.
3 rows and 2 columns.
Any more answers?
2 rows and 3 columns.
Contradicting? Any more guesses? Because it is clear from which sign will create a row and which sign will design a column.
2 by 3.
Yeah.
I think that's 2 by 3, or at least 3 in the downwards length, and 2 in the
Okay, tell me one thing. Is this clear what I am telling to you people, or if I am going too fast or too slow? Good so far? Okay, but I don't think you can, if you go with these two statements, you can answer this one clearly. Yeah? So I can see only 3 people giving answer to this thing, which is quite strange. Yeah.
2 column, 3 rows.
2 column, 3 rows. Are you with the 2 column, 3 rows?
Yeah.
2 column, 3 rows. In first row, we will have how many elements? In second row, how many elements? In third row, that means how many rows? 3 rows. How many elements? 2 elements. 3 rows and 2 elements. Yeah? I think you should work on matrices a bit so that it will get clear, because sometimes it gets confusing what it is. Now, if I take the transpose of the same A, it will, instead of 3 by 2, it will change to 2 by 3, because it will change all the rows into columns. We have one more matrix here, but it will give an error. You have to tell me why. Yeah.
The second row has too many columns compared to the first row.
Is this clear from for everyone? Yeah. Because in a matrix, if you see that a matrix can have elements like this, or it can have elements like this, a rectangular matrix, okay? But it cannot have elements like in one column there are 2 elements and in other column there is only 1 element. This is not a matrix, so there will be error. Now we have one more command which is called ran from random. It will help you to generate random numbers, random matrices. If you write rand 5, 5 on your machines and let me know what you get. If you get the same thing here, yeah.
Yes, I did.
There we have, let's see, it's not working so properly. Everyone did this? Then we have this, and if we come here again, see, what it said? Where is the error? Where was the error here? Because rand function, if you see that it's case sensitive, I already told you. I was trying to write the first letter in caps on. So it gave me the matrix of 5 into 5. What are the values there? The values are from 0 to 1, between 0 and 1. Okay? But if I hit the enter again, do I get the same answer? Because the function is random, this time it will give you the new values into your matrix, into your random function. If you hit the enter again, is everyone getting the same answer? No, you will not get. It is random. It will give you the different values after every hit. So can anyone tell me how we can have the value of random function, the persistent values, like it should not change? This is logic, how we can do it. This is a random function. It gives us some values. I want these values again. What should I do? Any guesses from the last bench? Yeah. Good. Assign to a variable. If we assign, yeah.
Is it not already in the answer variable?
No, but this is the answer to this function.
Yeah, but is that not a variable you can use again? So if you write answer now.
Answer is not a variable because we have not created it yet. It has not been assigned a memory to it. Although you can write A and S or something unless and until it's not a keyword. It's simply ans. What the function you wrote, you will get the ans to that. Whatever I wrote here, you will get the ans to that. To save that random values that I generated, I can assign this to a variable, say rand, whatever it was, assigned to a variable, say a. Can you do that? Can you see if we get the same values in a? Because this is a variable, we store something in it and we will always get that value unless and until we will not clear it. Yes?
You say that the answer isn't safe, but it's actually safe because if you write x is equal to answer, it will give you the same numbers.
What I wrote?
I remember actually.
So, sorry, can you repeat
You
it?
write x equal to ans, you'll
If
get the same numbers.
if I say x equal to ans,
Yeah.
because ans is currently holding this value, but you have every time ans will not be same. His question is that if I assign this ans to a variable, okay, that variable hold these values, but when I hit the random function again, the ans will be different.
Yeah, but x will have the same value as.
But you did that before running the same function. My question was, if I run this, I hit this rand again and again, every time this random function will give me the different answers. Some of I want to save that I can store simply this rand into a variable, or this answer which is no longer being remaining there, I can store this as well unless and until it holds some value. For example, if you see here in the workspace, if answer is holding the value, is there ans you can see?
Third row.
Can we do it like x equal to ns? Yeah. If I say ans again, we have this value. So we can store it in the variable which we need later on, because this ans is keep changing after every statement. So it's not better to create a variable with the ans and store it somewhere else, although you can do it like this as well. Then we have, say, store variable. Then this was like storing, generating a random array of 5 cross 5. But the one thing here was that all the values were ranging from 0 to 1. What if I want a matrix which has the values which I want, the range what I want? For that we have rand I. If you can try the rand I, then give the 3 arguments. The first argument is the limit of the numbers you want, and then this is the same, what dimensions you want. Can you try it? Let me try it as well. Yeah. So what's the first argument? The limit you want. This is the upper limit, okay? Because you can have always 10 here, but you can have any value greater than 10 because this is the upper limit. So what was the lower limit? What was the lower limit here? 1. And in the previous one, there was 0. Yeah? Can you tell me how we can generate a random array between 0 to 10? And the dimensions should be, say, 10 cross 10? Any ideas? Like, if I can say what I actually mean is, say, okay, 5 by 5 matrix with random integers between 0 and 10. Any ideas? You can have your random ideas here in random function. Yeah.
Round A 11 5 5 was minus 1 at the end.
What?
Minus 1 at the end after rounding.
Okay.
Because you can.
This is the one answer. Anyone else? You heard what he said? Yeah, he said we will create an array with these dimensions. Yeah.
You have random array 0, 10, 5.
Will that generate a array with, say, other values? Will that generate zeros as well?
My not understand, so I can test it. So.
Okay, you're trying it first. Huh? One of the solutions is that he already said that since MATLAB is specifically for matrices, yeah.
You can use round bracket 0 10 bracket down and then 5 5.
But if you at the end write a matrix here and do -1, will it give the answer? Can you try it? Can everyone try it? Did it work for you?
I have a -1 at the end, and then I got 0 to 9. So if you put 11,
Okay.
-1.
Yeah, if anyone is following us online as well, they can also try. Or if they have any questions, they can just write here on IMT4113 Skype channel. Yeah. Did it work for everyone? Did it work for you?
Yeah, I have to write 11 to get 0 to.
Okay. Simply this matrix, what it did, if you generated the matrix, then you subtracted 1 from it. It will subtract 1 from every element of the matrix. This is actually the magic of MATLAB, which you cannot see in other programming languages. Yeah? What else we have? Okay. Accessing the elements. Again, we will create a random matrix with from 1 to 10. Then how we can access a particular element is you have to give it specific row and column, or say column and row. Can you try this? If we try this also as well for the people who are online, we will assign A to this, then simply what it was 5 5, then we have an array with 5 cross 5 dimensions, and if I access the elements, say A, in square brackets, we give the same that was on the slide, 3 comma 2 comma 1. It is 7, the second row and the first column. That means this indicates which row you are accessing. Then the second argument in the function is the column. How can I access the number 9 at the bottom of the row, at the last row? Can someone tell me its position? Anyone else from? What is the position of this 9 here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do end, comma 2.
End.
Because end is a command that allows you to go to the end
Oh,
of
but few
5
of
by 2.
okay. Few of the people does not know the end yet. So anyone else who can tell me how to access this? How to access this 9? Yeah. A. This the matrix. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5 is the row number, and is the column. Okay. I'm repeating this so that you will come to know how we access the elements from a matrix, so that in your assignments you will already have this idea. It will be easy for you people. If you write A, then colon, comma 1, it will give you the first column, all the elements of first column. This is row or column? What is this? Row. This means all the elements. And of which column? Of column 1. Can you try it? If I have to extract all the elements of third row, what will I write? All the elements of third row. Anyone else? No? Why only specific people are raising their hands, others are just silent? Either I am not able to teach you properly, or you are not attentive, because the answer is there only. I need, say, any of the row. Okay, all the elements of row, say row 3. Anyone else? I'm sorry for you 3-4 people, because you are always ready to answer, but let's give the chance to others as well. Yeah, you. 3 comma colon. Very easy, because here with the colon I said that it will extract all the elements. If you replace the same thing here, it will extract all the elements from the row instead of column. Then this is what I wanted. This will give you the first and second row of the second to fourth column. Can you try this and tell me what will be the answer of your matrix that you just created? If anyone quickly can tell me. Yeah.
It's the three numbers on the first row from the second one. So row 1, second number.
What does this indicate here?
Row
Okay.
1, column 2.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers from that to the row, and from row 2 to column 4. So three columns on the first row, three columns on the second row.
Is this correct? Who else want to put more light on this?
I mean, if you have MATLAB open, just like your.
You can try it. You can.
Try it and see what you get.
You can. This is exercise session actually, but
Yeah.
since I'm presenting here, you don't have to be focused here only, and you have to just see what answers you are getting. Yeah. And be very comfortable to learn everything. This is, yeah.
Sorry, I'm interrupting, but if you don't have MATLAB or on your system, or you are not able to install it, you should ask us to help you because you really understand. And if you have, please just like you write it, then you can see the answer. It's like a MATLAB is the person for you there gives you the answer. Just try it.
Okay, try it on the matrix A and let me know the answers.
The one column 2, that's the first and second. Is it? If you had one column 3, would it be then the 3 first? All the columns between. Right. So all the rows from 1 to 2, and all the columns from 2 to 4.
Because then we have answers here, but we just show it. It's fine, even if it's wrong.
You can share everything because this is exercise session. Nobody will tell you that you did it wrong. You have to share
Yeah.
everything.
And nobody is here to judge you.
Okay, this is homework for you. You have to figure it out and let me know. What else we have? How to access the matrix elements separately, and how we can just change the values of any element inside the matrix. This will change the second row in the first column, okay? The element at this row and at this column. What will this do? Can you do this? The second statement here. Can you do this and let me know what it did? I want you people to try this. Actually, this first session was dedicated to presentation so that you will come to know while teaching how we can work on MATLAB. But it seems that there should be more physical exercise with one-to-one so that you will learn it more nicely. Yeah.
It changes all the numbers in the first column,
Yeah.
and it changes with the. It's 5 numbers. It's basically a random number under 1.
Okay.
0 and 1.
Yeah. We already gave the dimension of the random here. What we want, it will assign the random numbers to row at column 1. Yeah. Please try it on your machines so that you can see the results. And similarly, the last statement will set the second row to 1 to 5. This is how we can change the elements inside a matrix.
So, sorry, I have a question in the last one. A2, what's this? Like a
Column.
column?
Yeah.
If we give 1, 2, 3, 4, what happens? Does it work? I mean here, like don't give the 5. Just keep until 1, 2, 4. What happens? Yeah?
You get an error. It says it's the thing you give is too small and it won't do it. Unable to perform assignment.
Yeah, why?
It's only 4 things in a 5 big matrix.
Yeah.
So it doesn't want to do it.
You want to clarify more?
You can't give a statement of changing numbers for a row where the row is smaller than the matrix.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just remember when you want to like give or change the matrices, the size you give should be exactly the same with the size of the matrix you have. Sorry for interruption.
It's okay, it's okay. I think you need a break for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we will meet again. Yeah? Okay? Okay, guys, we're back to boring MATLAB. And prior to that, I will tell you that the exercise that you have received on Blackboard, you try to do that. And if you have any questions, you can write to us on the Skype channel, or in the next exercise session, you can try that as well with the new exercise sessions as well on the Blackboard. And if you need help, we will be here to help you in the exercise sessions. One thing that I want to tell you that I don't want to repeat, that please don't hesitate for anything. You know MATLAB or you don't know MATLAB, it matters, but for us, we have to tell you where we can help you. And if you think the question is silly, it will always remain silly until you don't ask. Once you ask, we will get some things to clear that. Whenever you have questions, whatever question you have regarding this teaching, you can ask and feel comfortable in asking questions. This way, you can learn, also we can learn. If you tell us some questions we don't know, we will say explore it, then tell you answers. Okay? Back to matrices. There are some few more slides. I think I will go a bit faster, so that we will, how many time we have left? So that I think we have some 20 minutes, so that we can see how much we can complete. And the rest, I will show you all the slides on this Blackboard. You can access all the slides. If you have any questions in those slides as well, you can ask me, and we will see how much we can complete. Till now, this is clear to everyone. Now, the last statement, that was how we can set a particular row or particular column with new values that we have indicated here as well. And you please keep on trying meanwhile with this when we say some statements, so that if there are errors, we can hear those errors, and the people who are watching us online can also hear the same error, so that we will try to solve that. Then again, we have a matrix, 1 cross 10 vector matrix values, which will be like this. If you quickly create on your machines and hit enter, you will get this matrix. Then how do we make a matrix of 10 cross 1? Yeah? Will this work this way? This is the transpose of that thing. It does not work, because this is actually the dimensions. You are doing the dimensions of any transpose thing and putting them into a variable, which is not permissible in MATLAB. Will this work? You try it if you continuously keep trying, because this, it will say it's a vector, then it will transpose everything inside this and put it into the vector A. Then what is, if you have already created the above matrix, what is A? 1 colon 5 comma 11 colon 15. Quickly, if you can answer. Same about this, 1 comma 5 colon 11 comma 15. Then we have, you got the answers to these things? Yeah. Anyone from you? What are the answers for these 2 watts? None of you? Any of you? You got the answer for this? Okay, tell me what's the answer for this?
The first one is you get a single row with column 1 to 5, and then from 11 to 15.
From 11 to 11 to 15, what is 11 to 15? What is here 11 to 15?
It's on the same row.
Okay. This is row?
Yeah, one row.
One row.
Good. And this is only difference here, row and column. The first one you get all the row elements, and in the second one you get the column elements. Is clear for everyone? Will this work? If not, why? Also, if this work, yeah.
The first one will work. It's still just a row.
But will the if I hit enter, what will be the this error for me? Why it will not work? For this one, you getting any answer?
I get the answer, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one row, so.
Yeah.
it's,
Who else got the answer for this thing? You?
Yes, one row. I was trying to answer the second one.
Okay.
Okay.
Same for this one?
Yeah, that doesn't work because you're trying to, in the second row,
Exactly.
create more columns than you have in
Yeah. Then if you do it like this is equal to this. 1 to 7 is actually a vector of 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma this. Then this is also equal to this. This is what you get, the lower limit, the upper limit, and the difference. Okay? You got it? It is like this. If you write this, you will get a matrix like this, a vector like this, which has the difference of 2. This is lower limit, this is difference, this is upper limit. Yeah? So what is 1 colon 2 colon 8? What will be the numbers in it? Can anyone quickly tell me what will be the numbers in it? Yeah.
1, 3, 5, 7.
1, 3, 5, 7. But the upper limit is like 8.
The difference is it goes from 7, tries to go 2 up, but then there's the limits and
That means that is the upper limit. It cannot go beyond that. So it will not give us the 9 or some other elements. Then if we have this, what is 4 comma 2? I hope everyone is using their machines to see actually what is going on there. Yeah? Is it like this? The element in the 4th and column 2, row 4 and column 2? Yeah? What about this? Yeah? Yeah.
Rows 1 to 3 in column 2.
The first 3 rows and the second column. Yeah? Good. Is everyone getting? Is there any question so far? No? Okay. Sorry for going too fast here. You can, similarly you can for the matrices, you can, if you need the addition of matrices, you can use these symbols as well. Because you don't have to care about the elements, you just have to write the symbol between 2 matrices and you get the answer. Better is if you get all the slides and try everything that is written on the slides, so that it will help you to learn MATLAB more. You can see them later. Then these are, yeah, and this is the scale quantity. You can just, if you have a matrix, say A, you can multiply every element of the matrix with the number you want, simply that the name of the vector and the value you want to multiply or subtract. That, yeah, it's quite simple. Can anyone quickly answer me to this? What's A2? It was not quick. For this? Again, if we set a equal to 2 equal to 4, so it will change the element of that position to 4. Let me go quickly again. Now we come to strings. This was matrices. I hope some knowledge you got about the matrices. This was about the strings. Strings is actually an array of characters. But there is one thing, if you have used your Python programming language so far, or some other programming language you use to create a string with double quotes, okay, then we can have the manipulations on those string elements as well. But in MATLAB, you need to write the string in single quotes, otherwise it will be counted as a one quantity in the string vector string. Can you assign S to this string quickly with the single quotes and hit the S? Done. Now there is a command which you can tell us what's the length of that string. Simply the keyword you can use length, and in the curly in open braces you can write what that is, what that string you have assigned. It will give you the answer to that. Let me try this. If you can see, what was that? Is equal to welcome to session. Yeah, then for length of S is 25 here. Okay, everyone following the same? Will tell you how long it is. Then character manipulation, how we can reach to a particular character in it. If you try the same thing in double quotes, right here S1, and the same thing in double quotes, because we will go with both the things, we will see the difference. Quickly. We have 10 minutes left. Yeah, done for the S2? Good. And you did the length for the S2 as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the length? 1. Because it is in double quotes and it will be counted as a one element. Okay, what are the first 4 characters in the S1? If you can see that, simply write S in the open and close braces, write 1:4, 1:5, what is asked there. If you can see that, is it giving the answer? Good, it's giving the answer for everyone. Good. Some of the people are not using machines. Is there anyone who does not get the answer? How to get the? Everyone, good. Now we have, this is the syntax. You have to write start and end, but there should be a colon in between. And you can write 1 to 4. It will give you the first 4 characters of the string that I assigned to S. Then what are the characters 1, 11, 14? How we can extract those? Can anyone tell me how we can extract elements at the position 1, 11, 14? Quickly.
Just the braces number of the character.
Anyone else? Here's the index. This is the string that you are operating on, and these are open braces. Then you have these braces. Then inside them you have to write the index, which elements you want. Is it working for everyone? Is it working for the people sitting at the back? Yeah? Good. Yeah.
Is it defined as a string or a character array?
Sorry?
Is it defined as a string or character
It is character array actually. If you write the same thing in double quotes, that will give you only one element. That's why I told you at the beginning. Then appending into the all the declared string something. If you want to append some, say, some note of exclamation at the end. Sorry. Here you can do it like this. There are many other ways to append to a string, but this is one of the ways that you can use. Did it work for everyone? Good. Then we have if statements, where we have some conditions to follow. If we have some condition, do something, otherwise do some else. Okay? And for that, if you can quickly write something, if A is greater than B. Okay? Prior to that, I will tell you something that we were working so far on the command window, but if you need to create scripts, here you can see, oh sorry, I am not showing this. This is command window, okay? But if you need to, if you close your machine, these commands will go, okay? Then probably you can find in newer versions in the history mode or log mode these commands again. But if you have written something long important, that will not be there anymore, I think. But you can create a new script here. That is for your live scripts. I click just here, and you can write it and you can save it. Okay. Some of the these assignments will be assigned this way only. You have to click on the new script. There you can see in options that it is what it was, what option it was, live script it was, I think, yeah, new live script. You will come here and see a script, then you can save it. And if on the left, if you can see the pointer, these are some of the very small examples I have already written and saved it here. For this if statement, if you can see this. This is simply an if statement to know what which of the two numbers is larger. Okay, and quickly giving an example to this function input here. Whatever you write, this message will be displayed on the command prompt here, command window, and the value you will give is assigned to this variable with the help of this input function. Input function is actually taking the value from the user and assigning into the memory. Memory is just a variable that you have created. Okay? It's a simple few lines. Because it was multiple lines, I prefer to write it in the script so that I can run all it together. Okay? Then in the options there you have functions where you can run it very easily. Yeah, everyone following? Good. Here we have used the if statement and an operator. First you remove these lines. If nothing for this. If operator, we are just checking if A is greater than B. If it is greater, it will display this message. If we have the syntax is if, then we have statement, then we have else, the statement. We have to do this job or this job. Always remember that with the if we have an end. This block is called if and block, and inside this if and block there will be the else part as well. Sometimes some programming languages will work on if statements only. Then if A is greater than B, it will display. DISP function is simply to display on the screen the message you want to pop up there. and else if it is not greater, it will display the B is greater. Let's run this, but prior to that, it will ask you to write the numbers, write the values for A and B, which I have given A here, and with the input function and the message. Simply go here. Can you see this? This is run, this green arrow. Hit on this. Then here in the at the bottom, you can see it's asking you for number. Say if I write 12, and it's asking me for the second number, 56. It is giving me the answer on the window there that is larger. This was to understand if statement only. Okay? If else statement, there can be nested if else statements inside, depends upon the problem we have. This was for the very basic. What else we have here is this was if else statement. Then we have switch statements where we have different cases, and we have to choose one of the cases. And the switch n means the option you have. For example, I have 5, 6 functions to do, and it's up to me which function I select. I give the input, then ask them to add. Then with 2 variables, it will add them. If I give the same variable, ask them to multiply them, it will multiply. You can do that in switch statements. And for this switch statement, there is also a one live script. Sorry, is it still there? Yeah. Yeah, one more you can see here. I don't want to change it. It's say switch statement. This is a very basic switch statement, and the template that you say the syntax for switch statement is here. You have to write case, then you have to write what that case is doing, then other cases. At the end, you have at the last of the last case. Otherwise, if none of these cases were given by the user, then by default it will say otherwise case. Okay. Then we have the end as we had it for say if statements. Here is the example. Depends upon grades. Oh, it's not showing here. Here it is. This also I wrote a small script because there were all the multiple lines here, and it will tell you this switch was the grade. Whatever grade you have, it will give you the message, simple message. I have done none of the calculations inside, simply displaying message using switch statements. Okay, this function printf is same as you displaying function. Okay, but it accepting the inputs as well. I will tell you if we get the chance to say the difference between these different displaying functions. If you run this, it will ask you for grades. No, it will not ask you for grades because the grade is already given A. Okay, and it will always say what's A. A is excellent. It will always display this excellent. If I want to display invalid grade, what I have to do? If I want to display invalid grade out of this script, what should I give in here? Yeah. Yeah, that does not have any statement because for A there is written, for B there is written, for C, for D, for F there is written, but there is not written for say 1, or say X or Z or P. I can give those, though it will come to this. If it found any of these things, it will display the respective message. Otherwise, it will display this. Let me try this. Simply by running it, it will display excellent because A is given there. And if I give it to say D, you passed, and run it again, you passed. Okay, this is a switch statement. What if I want to take it from the input? Quickly, can you tell me quickly in 2 minutes? Yeah.
You change the letter into just input and brackets and what you want.
Yeah, you got it? Everyone? Okay, let's try this. If I say, for example, grade, I say input please enter your grade. Okay? If I run this now, let me run it here. Oh, it's asking for you here as an input. I can choose any of these statements. Okay? But please make sure that whatever I give, I have to give in double quotes, because the case statement is taking as a string there. So I have to give everything in double quotes. If I am giving in single quotes, say Z, it will tell you that it is an invalid grade, because this grade has not been defined in any of the switch case statements. Okay? And if I run it again, it will ask me for the grades again. If I give the in single quotes the A grade, that all will you get if you are attentive, then it's excellent. Okay? I think our class is over. We are over the 4 minutes, so we should stop here. Thank you very much for your attention. And the rest of the slides I will put on Blackboard. You go through them and let me know.